Okay.
Uh,
Okay, go.
before I forget to mention this, we got a new tire for the motorcycle.
Oh,
We got a new tire for the motorcycle. Remember, I told
Yeah.
you that story about having a flat tire in the middle of it. We ended up buying another one
yeah,
because we kept getting a flat tire, the rear tire.
yeah.
Now, not one, but both tires are getting flat for some reason.
There's a
So,
nail somewhere, dude.
so the new tire is getting a flat, and then the front tire, which is an old tire, is also getting flat at the same time. So
Oh,
yesterday
Jesus.
we were going to the Talipapa, and this segues into the first thing that I wanted to talk about, by the way.
Oh,
Yesterday we were going to the Talipapa. I was like, this feels funny. Can you check the tire? So we looked at the tire, flat, both tires. So even before we got to the Talipapa, both my armpits were sweating already.
oh
Both the
my
front
God.
and the back tire. I needed to pump
Are you
air
getting on
into it.
TikTok, by the way?
Yeah.
Just so that we could get to the
Right,
Talipapa,
to the
which
store. So you had to
leads
put air in both tires before getting to the store.
right. So when it rains, it pours,
Right.
and now it's both tires that are getting flat. I
Do
don't know
you
where that
know?
started.
Ayaw.
Did you check if there's
Ito na.
a nail on the tire?
I couldn't tell. I couldn't tell what's going on with it. And sometimes it's the rim or the sides of the tire that's
May singaw eh.
missing out somewhere. But is it sa
Oh,
gilid or
I know what that
Sa
is.
ano, 'di ba, yung pinagkakabitan ng gulong?
the rim
The
itself?
ring.
No. May imbalance. Kailangan i-balance yung rims nyo.
Bakit
Oh.
na i-imbalance yung rim? Bengkong ba siya or
Hindi, I
something?
think
The more-
hindi kasi yung isang gulong kalbo, tas yung isa bago. Hindi pantay.
That could be a reason, but one of the biggest reason as well is every time you hit a bump or whatnot,
Uh-huh.
your
Hmm.
tires do get imbalanced. They need to be
How?
balanced. Huh?
I've never heard of that before. What do you mean?
Just
I-
like
when I'm thinking of it balance for the car, I'm thinking four wheels.
no, like actual imbalance, no, because when the tire moves, it
Mhm.
needs to move straight, right? When it's turning. Sometimes it could be shaking, or maybe it's turning
Yeah,
instead of
naramdaman
straight
ko
this
yun.
way.
Mm.
Look here. Look at the camera.
Ah.
Instead of the tires going straight this way,
Mm.
maybe it's like a little bit slanted, or maybe the other way. You know what I mean?
Mhm.
Yeah,
That
but
means
why
it's
is the air
balanced.
coming out?
Huh?
But why is the air coming out?
Because it's imbalanced.
You just get
nagaganon na siya
you just get an
kahapon
uneven tire. I don't think you lose air from the tire if your tire is
No.
imbalanced.
I understand, but it could be a reason. It doesn't cost money to get it balanced. It probably costs like what? All they do is put like a metal thing on the rim. It's in the inside of the rim to balance it
No.
out. That's it.
No, you're talking about the four-wheeled vehicle imbalance of a tire. I've never
No,
heard of
all
an
tires are
imbalanced
like that. Just like a
motorcycle
bicycle.
tires.
Yes.
Never heard.
Yes, I'm telling you. I'm right on this.
Never heard. But I'll ask. I mean, the vulcanizing is just outside, or what? I could figure that out.
I'm
But
telling you, I am right on this. You know, the tires do get
Ano
imbalanced,
saan?
and then they just need to be checked.
it's broken. Oh, by the way, the stand for the TikTok phone is broken. We'll just use
How
Ano
the hell did
something
you
else.
break it?
It's plastic. The thing on the side broke. The thing that I wanted to talk to you about, and I guess let's dive into my first topic. What
Yeah.
kind of things did you want to talk about today, by the way?
Well, I got 3 things in my list, like I always do, to talk about. That whenever we get to it or not. One, the Filipino presence on online is getting bigger and bigger. I mean, in YouTube specifically, there are more and more people talking about Filipinos one way or the other. I wanted to
Oh,
also
okay.
possibly dive into talking about the a Filipino debut.
Yeah. Oh.
You know,
Okay. And the third one.
the third one is, you know how they have interracial relationships.
Uh-huh.
I'm talking about Philam and Filipino relationships, because even though when I say Philam,
Yeah.
you know, Filipino Americans, Filipinos that are born in America, and
Mm.
then having a relationship with somebody in the Philippines.
Mm,
You know,
interesting.
Yeah. And what's yours?
So it's Passport Bros Filipino style.
Correct. Yes. Yes. That's actually a good way of looking at it. Yeah.
I took a picture yesterday of your Jeep in traffic, quote unquote, in traffic. I wanted to talk about that for a second.
Okay.
I have an AI quirk that I wanted to mention. Kinilaw. Dinner by Jason. You sent me a bunch of photos about your cooking dinner last week. I wanted to talk about that. Your healthy dinner. And what else do I have here? Did you know that there's a Chinese version of the Bible now?
No.
Yeah. So
Really?
let's see when we can talk about that later.
All right.
But I wanted to get this one out of the way. So I pumped the tires for the motorcycle yesterday. Tin needed to go to the talipapa, so she got her thing. While I was waiting for her to do her thing, there was a vehicle that went this way. I wanted to open the picture.
Huh?
Instead of talking about it, can I just send you the photo real quick? I mean, I sent you one. No. I want to open another photo because sorry, I forgot to do this yesterday. I wanted to open this one, and then I guess you can screen share if you don't mind.
Yeah, sure.
I'll send you the truck again because I sent another version without the license plates, so that we could show the picture. Just courtesy for the guy, I guess.
Yeah.
I don't want to embarrass him. Here, I sent you an edited version of the picture without the license plate, so we could. I guess you could show it on screen if you want to, because I don't want to embarrass the guy. But what happened here was, I'm here at the Talipapa, my designated private parking for myself, and then there's this vehicle on the right
your
side.
bike?
No. I'm on my motorbike, and then that's another motorbike, right?
Oh, okay. All right.
So these two vehicles, and they could see each other from a little bit of distance, that they're going to be approaching each other, right? My point on this picture here is that the whole strip of road, they decided to meet where this motorcycle's at. You know what I mean?
Nobody can fit.
No. But one of them could have decided to stop and let the other guy pass, because isa lang sa atin dalawa dito ang makakadaan eh.
Right.
And then this guy with your type of Jeep has
Is this a Gladiator or just a regular Jeep?
A Gladiator.
I think that's a real Gladiator. Like, I think that's legit.
Yeah, parang may pickup truck.
Yeah. It was long in the back.
Yeah.
That's right.
That's like my car.
But I think the selling feature for this vehicle here is how wide his tires are, right?
Yeah.
So it's fine. So for 1 second, I thought maybe I should move that motorcycle because I could, right?
Right.
But I was like, nah, I want to see how they're gonna deal with this. And out of the whole strip, they decided to, and this is the annoying thing about, I don't know if they do this in America or any other part of the world also, but here in the Philippines, it's like para silang dalawang langgam that they meet, and then they're like, okay, left, right, like, dude, I can see that we're not going to fit. I could just stop and let you through,
right?
And that'll probably take 5 seconds. This one, bro, I swear to God, they were here for like 2 minutes trying to figure out how to pass.
No way.
Exactly.
Nobody decided to back up.
That's why that's why I had that much time to take that darn picture. It wasn't, I didn't take the picture because it was a nice Jeep, because it reminds me of your Jeep. No,
they were just being an idiot.
I took the picture because both of them were like, should we move this way? Should we move that way? Should we move this way? Should we move that way? Just like, are you going to back up? Am I going to back up? And in fairness to these guys, there's no road rage. I guess they weren't upset at each other, but they were like two geniuses trying to like, okay, maybe like 2 more inches to the right, 2 more inches to the left. And I'm like, you know, I can just walk over there and then pick up that motorcycle, push it to the side so that the black Jeep can just pass. But no, they wanted to figure it out themselves.
Wala naman lang nisang, I don't understand why they didn't just back up and just let one go. Jesus.
So how did they solve it?
Only in the Philippines.
How did they solve it? So with this picture, the guy on the right with the white Mitsubishi couldn't pass because his wheels were really wide. The black vehicle wheels were really wide, right? When the black vehicle's wheels, because it's I don't know if it's sort of tilted to the left a little bit.
Yeah.
His steering is a little bit to the left. When he straightened his wheels, the guy in the white Mitsubishi was able to pass like maybe 3 inches.
Wow.
He's going to touch that guy's wheels already, but he was able to pass.
Wow.
But
sino ba yung ano?
I guess neither one of these two vehicles have reverse.
I don't understand. They could have. You know what? The Jeep driver here, knowing the Philippines as well, ano ito eh, nag-aangas na eh. Like, I got a nice car, man. Move your car.
Right.
Type of thing, you know?
Exactly. And if you notice, this white...
This one kasi is barangay something ano yan.
Ayun. So,
Kaya nagsisiga din.
Yeah, so the one in the white vehicle is like a barangay tanod something.
Barangay kagawad na tumatakbo.
Ayun. So pareho silang, ako mauuna kasi ako yung ano.
Kandidato ako dito.
Kandidato ako dito. Tapos yung isa naman, ako maganda naman yung kotse ko. So,
only in the Philippines.
Only in the Philippines. Man.
Dude, I wasn't kidding when I said they were there for 2 minutes. Okay, maybe I exaggerate. 1 minute. It would have been 30 seconds if one of them just passed and just said, sige, go ahead. Kasi maganda naman yung kotse ko eh. Just go ahead.
Hey, since Christine mentioned yung tumatakbong kagawad or whatever, I still don't know what that means. Share ko lang kung pwede.
Sure.
Yung sister-in-law ko tumatakbo ng kagawad right there.
Wow! Saan to? Sa?
Lisa, you don't know what it means?
I don't know what kagawad means.
It's just one of the local government
that's for barangay
tanod or barangay
kagawad. Oh yeah.
Well, she's
local officials.
Oh yeah.
Huh?
Local officials.
Okay,
like for your neighborhood kind of thing.
Yeah.
Pero tingnan mo yung slogan niya, ang lupit Boses ng kabataan, kababaihan at LGBTQ.
Nice.
Naman.
Nice.
What's up, yo?
Hindi lang kabataan, hindi lang kababaihan.
Yeah.
LGBTQ pa.
Serbisyo mula sa puso. So, good luck to her. You know, it's my brother's wife. So,
Wow.
Project 8 sila nakatira. Project 8.
Diyan sa Quezon City?
Yeah.
Well,
I have a cousin that used to live in Project 6.
Oh, really?
Pero, yeah. Yun eh. Gosh, why did there was something about we were talking about off the air before we started doing this podcast that gosh, I don't remember what the topic was, but I thought about this picture, the one with the Jeep a while ago, because of the other stuff that we were talking about. So it's a good thing that. Anyway, that's it for my introductory topic for this episode.
Nice.
What you got?
Let's start with in my side. So there's two big things that I want to talk about. Well, okay. So there's three. Like I said, one that I want to talk about the debut. Two, rise of Filipino presence or discussions around YouTube, and then three, Philam and Filipino relations. I guess the reverse or Passport Bros Filipino style. You know,
you want us to choose? Because I'm gonna ask
you.
If you
pick,
want us to
ahead.
choose, I'll ask Tim to choose kasi siya yung naapi na dito kanina pa eh.
Oh, sige, ikaw ang pumili. Anong gusto mo? Which one you want to talk about?
Film relationship.
You know,
so
relationship talaga ang gustong pag-usapan eh.
Yeah, go.
Pahabol ba kami? Pahabol.
May pahabol pa, may hugot pa tumamaya.
Wala.
Reason I brought this up. So I was watching some kind of clip on YouTube. I completely, no, on TikTok, actually, I apologize. It was Super Dad.
The mug lives on.
Yes.
Sorry to be distracting. Go ahead.
On TikTok, where this Philam guy, it's a guy, okay, Filipino American. He was born here out of California. Speaks Tagalog, but very, very like a kind of like Will Dasovich, so to speak. Okay. Yeah. Difference here is this guy is full blown Filipino. Like he's not half white. You know, his mom. This guy. This guy's name is David. Let's just call him David. Well, that is his name. But
if it's Filipino, then it would be Dodong
or David, right?
David.
Oh.
David. Oh, yun nga. So
Wait.
Don't tell me that you got Filipinas like complaining. So bakit yung mga Pinay sa ano yung gana?
It's not like that. He's basically almost considering going back to the Philippines.
Oh.
To find women, to find a wife.
You basically, because he's been here all his life. Okay. The problem here is he's come across two different issues here. The Filipinas that he's met in California. Okay. He's from I forget where, but good looking guy, you know, light skinned Filipino, speaks mainly English, baluktot din yung Tagalog niya and whatnot. So he says like it's either one, the Filipino American or the Philam women or the Filipino women that are born here are just too Americanized. You know what I mean? Two, the Filipinas that came from the Philippines and then all of a sudden moving here adapts to the culture too much or too quickly. And in most cases, forgets about their Filipino lives or culture. Not completely, pero meaning nag-adapt na the way women are here in the States. You know? Na malalakas yung loob talaga. So, he's it caused a concern for him. He was like saying that it was so hard. You know, a lot of these women are just being too outspoken, even though it's out of place. Getting caught up to the idea of, oh yeah, it's all about money, money, money type of thing. You know what I mean?
I got a question.
Yeah.
Is that what you call feminism? I'm asking. I'm not trying to be sarcastic because that's one of the things that comes to mind, or that's one of the things that I've been hearing about. Like this whole feminism thing is taken out of proportion and it's going overboard. And I'm like, what is feminism? I'm not sure exactly what that's all about. It's like women empowerment, right?
Yeah. Pretty much.
I'm asking. Is it about women empowerment, or is it?
Yeah, I again, sometimes it gets taken out of proportion and blown out of place and whatnot. You know, pero
I'm asking because is it women empowerment, or is it being entitled because I'm in the Western world now?
What'd you say? Yeah, it's women empowerment, but the entitlement sometimes mixes in already, though. That's the problem there, I think. But I don't know.
Okay. But so what happened to this? What's happening? Is this like a whole generation?
This guy is just having this.
Did he infect like a whole generation of other Filipino men to try to come back to the Philippines, or are we talking about one guy?
We're talking about just him and his brother. Actually, his brother is actually starting to. So David is.
Are they
basically
in the local
trying
news?
to find a more traditional woman, somebody
Did they start a vlog? Or where did you get this again? Sorry, I missed.
No, I just saw it on
introduction.
TikTok. I just saw it on TikTok randomly on TikTok. I tried finding it again, but I can't find it. You know.
Oh, okay.
And basically, it's like one of those clips on TikTok that was like 3 minutes long or whatever.
Basically, but it was a whole rant about not being able to find a Filipino woman in the U.S.
Correct. Yes. So now he's venturing off to the Philippines because he wants to find not necessarily a Filipino woman per se, but a woman that would be more traditional. The word that he used would be a calmer woman.
I know exactly what that means.
Yeah, he's looking for a calmer woman. That for some reason he can't find it in California. He's tried dating Filipino women, he's dated white women and whatnot, and his biggest gripe was, for some reason, he was having a hard time. What's the word that I was looking for? He said calmer. He's looking for a calmer woman, but he's just having a hard time compromising conversation with a person, basically. So now his parents said, why don't you try Filipino dating? Yada, yada, yada. The beauty with him is he after his parents suggested that, he tried the whole online dating, right? He met a couple of people that he chatted with online, right? But nothing has come on to fruition where they're like talking long distance and all that stuff. The good thing is he actually has the capability of working online. So he works online. So he could be anywhere in the world. Apparently, he's moving to the Philippines and gonna, try it. See how it is. Sabi niya, baka may makilala siya.
I don't know if this will add up to the conversation, but we know someone like this. I was wondering what Tin would have to say. I hope this adds up to the conversation, but there was a couple of girls. Sabihin na natin couple of girls. Let's not just talk about one. But I think I know of a couple of girls that they want to meet foreigners also, but they realize that their thinking is not like, okay, I need to be calm and serene and act like Filipina and everything. In their mind, I need to speak my mind. I need to tell him exactly what I want because, sa kanya naman, whatever, it all comes in all different shapes and colors, diba?
Yeah.
But just wanted to throw in there that there's also a mentality that they're women, and maybe this is what these are the women that he meets there in the US, that they're thinking that, oh, he's American, so I need to tell him what's on my mind. I can't be a provinciana and be calm and shut my mouth.
Here's actually, I apologize for cutting you off, but I have to say this before I forget. The gripe that he's actually talking about, one of the gripes that he mentioned is he felt like he wasn't getting the fair shot from the Filipinas online because he's not white or black or whatever, because he's Filipino and he looks Filipino. So he feels like these Filipino women are only interested in online. We're only interested in everybody else that's not Filipino.
Right. So they're going after him because they're going after these other people because they're white. He could just say, but I got a green card too. I got a green card for you.
Right.
I might be Filipino, but I also have a green card for you.
My passport's blue. So it's that's one of the things that's kind of interesting to me. I don't know if
pang-akit yun eh.
Yung green card eh.
Pero is it sa
pag
palagay mo
nandun
ba
na,
ganun talaga? I mean, do you think they viewed him like that, where so they're chatting online and then all of a sudden, oh, it's a Filipino guy. Oh, but he's not, American, or he's not whatever.
Yeah, parang I'm thinking of a girl saying, "Nako, kung pupunta ako sa Pilipinas, if I'm going to the US, kakain ako ng burger, hindi adobo." So bakit ka pupunta sa US kung kakain ka lang ng adobo? Dapat kumain ka ng burger.
Right.
Meron namang Pilipina na sinasabi is peperahan ko lang to. Parang ganun.
Oh, iba naman yun.
Yeah, iba naman yun. But I mean, it's like, I felt bad for him because is he doing it wrong that yung mga babae, these girls are just not even giving him the fair chance just because of his skin color? Oh, it's like reverse racism type of thing, or prejudice, whatever. Filipinos against Filipinos, so to speak.
Yeah, I don't know, man. Like the coffee probably hasn't kicked in yet, but there are 2 scoops on this one. I don't know What's going on with me today? Running a
But-
little slow, like.
He's not. It
But-
feels like he's not getting the fair share of like treatment ba sa mga Pilipina online and whatnot.
Yeah, that whole reverse racism for me is a little too complicated of a concept. It's like calculus in my head. But what I did say to my American friend a couple of times was because he was complaining that the women that he's meeting is like after 1 or 2 dates is already asking for tuition fee for their brother or sister in college that they can't pay for. So it's like pineperahan lang ako. And like, yeah, but like and he's like, are all Filipino women like that? I'm like, no, where are you meeting these women?
Right.
Or minsan naman ganito. Like, akala nung mga babaeng, what do you call that? The Pinay white sa abroad is, akala nila, porque pinakasalan sila sa abroad, is sagot na nung guy yung pamilya nila. That's,
Yeah.
ano.
Iba na naman yun.
Oh, yeah.
Which is true also. But at the end of the day, bottom line is, it's like, no, of course not. No, not everybody is like that. The question is, where are you meeting these people?
Yeah.
Like in a bar.
I wouldn't even
online.
see. That's the thing there. Like he's going to the Philippines, right? So this guy is saying that he's moving to the Philippines now. Does that mean he's gonna have to go through the entire dating pool in the Philippines? Like he's gonna go out to bars and hopefully meet.
Right. So he's gonna come here. He's gonna come here and then he's gonna do his dating thing on Tinder also or on Facebook. It's like, well, then you might as well just stayed at home. My dating advice would be like, I don't know, join a pottery class, go camping or something. Meet someone like in real life, not online.
That's the hardest part nowadays, though.
Right, but that's what I mean. If you don't want,
like AC said, my wife, because she can hear everything, right? She just says some people are just introverts, which is true.
Exactly.
They don't like going. Yeah.
No, on second thought, there's no harm in meeting people online, but not like on a dating site. Like meet someone on like a photography club, for example, or if you're a chef, like maybe you're talking about food.
In the Philippines, it's the whole going out to bars is a big scene now as well.
Right. No, but what my point is, whether it's in real life or online, face to face or online, talk about something else, not about the dating. Because of course, I'm going to lay it down on the table and say, okay, this is what I want.
Nilalapagan agad ng mga Pilipina kasi. Ayan. Umaasa.
That's the hard part, you know.
If you meet each other in real life, muna, or like in a topic outside of dating is what my advice is. If you talk about something else, then you can kind of hide that agenda first. Like, okay, I'm really just after this guy because I'm looking for, I don't know, financial support. Like, fine. Okay, that could be what you're looking for. But if the guy meets a person asking for whatever it is that he's complaining about, like what was he complaining about? Like the women that he's meeting are asking for.
No, they're not asking for financial help or anything like that. They're just not giving him the fair shot, basically, just for the mere fact that he's Filipino. I guess Filipinas or some Filipinas, when they chat online, they prefer to like meet somebody that possibly could build some kind of relationship with, who happens to be, I don't know, anybody else besides Filipinos. Because I guess mentality, Filipinos are all over the place in the Philippines, obviously.
Yeah. I just realized I totally misunderstood your topic.
Oh,
so
it's fine.
I'm going to backtrack and rethink my theory here, or my hypothesis here.
My question for David regarding David is, now when he goes to the Philippines, like you said, he's probably going to end up venturing in online dating as well in the Philippines. But I guess his odds might be bigger because he could also venture off and doing the bar scene, the club scene, you know? He's a young guy. He can go out. It's still easy. I mean, now, I don't know. Maybe it might be his better scene. Ang hirap kasi, like here, can you imagine here? I can imagine going to the grocery store, walking into somebody and meeting them, right? It's hard picturing it in the Philippines. Something like that happens, though.
Meeting someone like at the grocery store?
Yeah.
It's easier in the Philippines.
Is it really easier in the Philippines?
So easy in the Philippines.
Yeah.
That's true because people are just nicer there.
Yeah.
And because it's more dense. Like I have my friend was complaining that he hardly meets anyone. Like in a whole town, he'd meet maybe one pretty girl that he's into and everybody else like lives in a farm. Where do you live? Like Oklahoma?
Wow.
Ikaw ba, sa tingin mo, like yung mga Pinay, ayaw nila yung Pinoy sa US kaya kasi mukhang Pinoy sila at naghahanap sila ng ibang lahi?
No, ito yung nakikita ko Gusto kasi nilang umunlad eh.
Yeah, pero sa tingin mo, ayaw nila sa kanya kasi mukha siyang Pinoy?
Hindi,
Kasi
marami
adobo
daw
rin yung
kasi.
kakainin sa bahay.
Ito yung kasabihan nilang mga Pinoy Karamihan daw kasi ng mga Pinoy gago. Something, maraming
or
manloloko.
walang
Actually, you know what? I would side with that. I don't know if you call it racism, pero yeah, sometimes it's like yung mga kapwa nating Pinoy. Yun yung gagaguhin pa eh.
Yeah.
Katulad mo, you're the employer, your employee is doing something bad and they're like, Pinoy naman yung boss ko eh.
Oh yeah.
Parang ganun. Kaya daw sila nag-aasawa ng ibang lahi.
Yeah. And then, I mean, nakakaasar nga dahil, well, I mean, if I was in David's shoes, so he's really like moving. I don't know if he's already moved or whatnot, but he's really moving to the Philippines, He said he's going to try it out and whatnot because he wants, and then I guess bring that person here. I don't know. Pero, how long do you need to? I can't imagine all Filipinos online are like that, Because he's like making it sound like every Filipina interaction from the Philippines is like that he's experienced.
Maybe the dating site that he's on is specifically called something like Filipinas Meet Foreigners. So he's like, I'm from the US. I'm a foreigner, so this is the proper place for me to meet. And then the Filipinas are disappointed to see his Filipino face, and they're like,
yeah.
I'm here to meet a foreigner. I'm an American, not a Filipino-looking American guy."
Right. I mean, it's scary thought, I mean, I don't know what he's gonna do, but I don't know. I can't imagine just all Filipinas being like that, online at least. Pero bakit? What got to me really is like he's making it sound like they didn't give him a chance. Like, oh yeah, hi. When you're video chatting, and then the other person just doesn't seem like they're interested. You're always giving one word answers. Yeah, Philippines.
Right.
I'm 24.
Or maybe that's the calm, serene conversation that he's looking for. Like, what do you think about this movie? Yeah.
It's good. No, come on,
it's
man.
Good.
I don't want to date a robot. I'd much rather date Alexa if that's the case.
Hindi, yun nga, baka baliktad. Baka naman yung mga babaeng to, they're thinking that this American Filipino guy doesn't want someone that's too vocal and too Western.
Right.
And maybe I'm going off topic there, but going back to, I try to wheel my head back to what you're talking about here. Yeah. So they don't give him a chance because he looks Filipino.
Yeah, basically.
Sa tingin mo, ganon?
Like maybe turned off sila or whatnot. Ay, Pinoy na naman.
Adobo na naman kakainin ko nito.
Yeah.
No, parang nakikita ko sa mga Pinoy kasi na babae is parang kapag na-hurt sila sa Pinoy, parang gumaganti or something.
Alam mo, may ganun din. There are some Filipinas, I don't know if this is what you're saying, pero may mga Pilipina rin na hindi ako magde-date ng Pinoy.
Yeah.
Kailangan
foreigner.
Technically, he's foreigner because he's in the US.
Akala kasi nila lahat ng foreigner may pera. Doon sila nagkakamali eh.
Either that or lahi.
You siguro lahi. Ang punto ko lahi siguro. My point is like David this Filipino guy, again, born and raised in the US. Okay.
Mm.
If I'm talking to him with my eyes closed, I wouldn't guess he's Filipino. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
Mm-mm.
But because I see him, he looks Filipino. I know he's
Mm.
Filipino. And I
Ah.
think the looks is causing him to get the reaction from those Filipinas, you know?
Uh-huh.
Siguro mas maganda buhay ko pag yung date ko is yung maging boyfriend ko is puti or itim
Oh.
or what.
Or gusto mo lang magpalahi or something.
Yeah.
ganun.
Ibang maybe the culture and yung lahi nga siguro yung diferensyang halo. Baka yun ang ano.
Iyon ang gusto siguro.
Oo.
Pero malas naman niya kung lahat na nakikilala niya, ganun.
yun na nga. Yun na nga. Sabi ko, iniisip ko sa loob ko, anong ginagawa mo? Anong pinagkwentuhan nyo?
Exactly. Baka pare-parehas. Kaya hindi niya mapili ng maayos.
Either that, or do you think maybe he's insecure about his looks?
Yeah.
And he's just blaming it on because he's looking like a Filipino?
Well, no, he's pretty good looking though. You know? I mean, he's not bad. He's light skinned like you. Maybe in between you and me. He's maybe you. But he's in his mid-20s. He has money.
Mm.
Tapos yung
Okay, here's another interesting thing. So I heard somewhere that guys cheat because gusto natin magkalat ng lahi, or we want to
that's preposterous.
spread the seeds. Give me a chance here.
Okay.
On the flip side of that, though, women cheat because they want to like improve the choices or some convoluted. Of course, I don't really understand how it goes, but what I'm trying to get at is maybe these women, unfortunately, the ones that he meets, doesn't want to go with Filipino, or again adobo, because of the joke that I was joking. But maybe maybe there's a point to what I was saying also a while ago, that why keep cooking adobo if you want to learn to cook like Italian or American barbecue or some other dish. Baka nagsawa na, because maybe to improve the gene pool.
I mean, I don't know about that per se, but men cheat because we're idiots, because we're men. Okay.
Yeah, that at the end of the day, yes.
I learned that. Believe me, I know that. I mean, at least for me, men cheat because we're men. We're idiots. We're always looking for something new. It's the challenge for men. I had that straight mentality that it's the challenge, basically. Of like getting more women, so to speak. You know what I mean? Not being satisfied, so to speak. But in reality, we cheat because we're just afraid. There's that fear inside of us that we're just going to be, oh my God, we're going to be settling down, so to speak. I think women cheat. As of late, to be honest with you, women cheat because for most reason it's vindictive. And then they just don't want to like end their relationship with their current boyfriends anymore. They cheat because they can, and they're able to easier. Yeah. Vindictive, to get back on their boyfriend. Or, well, here's another statement that I'm probably going to be yelled at. I think women cheat because it's easier for them to cheat.
No, that's not.
It's true though.
No.
I can stand in front of 10 women and say, I want to sleep with you. Probably 1 out of 10 will say, sure. A woman can stand in front of 10 men and say, I want to sleep with you. 10 out of 10, the guy will probably say yes. Or 9 out of 10. Do you see what I'm saying? Because men want women more than women want men. The reality of the fact is, I believe this, that women can live without men. But men can't really live without women.
I need a piece of paper somewhere to write this down. This is going to be another YouTube short that I need to edit and cut together and put
I'm just
together. That's why I'm
saying,
not.
you know?
That's why I'm not talking because
Naguguluhan
I
ka
just
ba?
want you to. Narinig mo na yung term na
Dig my own hole.
yeah in Filipino there's sa Tagalog paano yun yung mapiprito ka sa sarili mong mantika.
Punyeta ka. What an asshole.
Just
Yeah.
let him keep talking. Just keep talking.
I'm just saying, you know.
Magigisa
But-
ka sa sarili mong mantika.
Yeah. Yeah. I mean, that's just my own opinion in regards to that. Obviously, I could be wrong. Who cares, you know? Pero
I'll title this one Mantika.
sunog.
Sunog.
Prito.
Prinito.
Pritong adobo.
Yeah. But I mean, Alexa, turn on light 1. There you go.
Wow.
It's the contrast of the light that's making my anyway. But you don't obviously. I don't know. Do you agree? You're like no comment.
I raised the 5th. Actually, I'm joking, but I don't even know what the 5th is. Is that the 5th Amendment to remain silent?
Yes, the right to remain silent.
Okay, I raised the 5th.
I'm just saying that, you know, but no. So maybe David is just being prejudiced on for the mere fact that he's Filipino. But the crazy thing there is, it looks like he's getting snubbed on by Filipinas. And we're not talking about Filipinas that are Phil-Ams or Filipino Americans or Filipinas that migrated here. We're talking about Filipinas in the Philippines.
I get you.
So when the chatting screen pops up and it's another Filipino dude's like, okay. You know.
Mm. Yeah, well, I'm a bit biased in terms of, again, these women, you're meeting them online, so they already have an online agenda, which
Right.
is like, you know, I have a grocery list of things that I want to get. I'm going to do it online. And if I don't get it here, I'll go find it somewhere else.
Right.
But if, again, for me, if you meet, go fly over here and meet a couple of people like face to face. I
Right.
think would be a different experience. And,
Right.
you know, if you think about it, like the time and the money that you spend online trying to find a girl online,
Mhm.
it's probably going to take longer than if you actually just go over here, you know, like hang out at a 7-Eleven or a grocery store and meet someone face to face.
I don't even, you know what? That's the thing though. I don't. So I met my wife online. Okay.
Mm.
But I purposely did not chat with her for a long period because I wanted to meet her in person as quick as I can. So because it's easier to have that interaction, you know?
Exactly. So same with me. Actually, I have the same philosophy. It's like, okay, we meet. That's just our like initial interaction.
Right.
But what's important is, does this person even want to meet me face to face? Does this person even want to talk to me? But I guess that leads to what's happening to this guy. Like he meets, they see each other face to face, and that's it. So the people that he's meeting online is just looking for genes, specific DNA.
No, that's what it's making he's making it sound like, you know?
Yun nga. So
Now, that's a thing too. So if a Filipino, you'll find this all over YouTube. If an American guy or a Canadian, a white guy, a black guy, whatever it is, international guy physically goes to the Philippines, right? It's easy for them to meet women, no matter what. Now, if a Filipino America goes home, by the way, this Phil-Am guy, he's not your typical Filipino size. He's pretty built, pretty good physique. And he's, besides the fact that he's 6 feet tall. So he's going to stand out when he goes there. Now, will he have as easy time as those international guys? You know,
when you say 6 feet tall, are we talking about like JR?
Is JR 6 feet tall? I don't know.
Yeah.
Or I guess
But no. Aside from just the height, but are we talking about like facially?
no. No. He looks. This guy looks a little bit bigger, and it's kind of hard.
Pero sabi mo Pinoy yung itsura niya,
Pinoy,
di ba?
oo.
It's like hindi ka magkakamali na Pinoy ito, ganun.
Well, I didn't. I mean, as soon as I saw him, like, dude, he's Pinoy. You just know. You can tell, and he's definitely Filipino.
Ikaw, sa tingin mo, I don't know. It's just a unfortunate situation for him, I guess.
Yeah, I guess so.
But I can also totally understand it. It's like somewhere in the back of my reptilian brain somewhere. But ikaw ba? Sa tingin mo, hindi siya makahanap kasi Pinoy siya?
No, it's not true. I think may mali lang siyang step na ginagawa.
It's his approach.
Yeah.
Maybe.
To the whole thing.
Or baka nahihiya or something.
I don't know.
Ano siya basta something
Sinasabi ba nila na, I don't like you kasi you look adobo? Or I
or
don't like you kasi you look
na
Filipino?
minsan siguro. Yung girl.
Baka maybe he's got like an attitude problem that they don't like and they're just using his being Filipino as an excuse.
Na agad.
I don't know. Maybe.
Or nata-turn off na agad
He
sa
seems
kanya.
like, just at first glance on this guy, he seems like a pretty natural
guy.
dude. He's pretty all right, but he's making it sound like these other women are just after what they're really after, like either a white guy or money or whatever. You know what I mean?
Diba remember you told me nag-online dating kasi to, sabi niya. Ano yung nakalagay sa online dating mo? I don't have car, I don't have credit card, I don't have like this. Parang ang daming, diba? Sagot sa'yo. Mga girl.
Wala silang sinasabi kasi hindi
Pero
nila ako
turn off
kinakausap.
na lahat, diba?
Yeah.
Dapat hindi ganon.
I think my Tin's point here is so I had a dating profile.
Yeah.
Right.
And then I said no credit card, no car,
no house,
no condo. I don't have the big C's. So if that's what you're looking for,
move on.
I don't have those. Move on.
Swipe out.
Swipe left. Swipe left or swipe right?
Swipe
something
left.
like that.
Swipe left.
Yeah,
so just be up. I was just being upfront about it.
Right.
I really like you kasi you're not material things eh.
Oh.
So maybe he needs to put in his profile na Pinoy ako.
Yeah. What site did you guys meet on? Is it Tinder?
Tinder, yeah.
Before I left, there was no Tinder.
Yeah, I mean Tinder's fairly new though.
Yeah. Well, I guess there was no.
Tinder is really used differently in the Philippines. Tinder here is like before when it started, it's really just a hookup site.
Yeah, same.
No, but what do you mean? How is it used differently there?
Well, there it seems like Tinder is like almost all the time. It's like ends up being in a relationship.
Here,
yeah. Here,
There.
Tinder is like literally a hookup. Wham bam.
Yeah.
You know?
The hookup dating app.
Oh, like sometimes you don't even know what that person's name is.
Yeah, ako naman ginagawa ko ay kung hook up lang kailangan mo, swipe left.
Left ba or right?
Left. Pag ayaw mo.
Left.
Pag right,
Left pag ayaw mo.
pag gusto mo, right.
Yeah. So the whole point of Tinder, literally before when it was built and opened here, it's literally for a one night type of thing. Swipe right, hook up, boom, boom, boom. That's it.
Yeah.
But now it's like women apparently here are being what? Are they still doing it like that, babe, or no? Like on Tinder?
I don't know.
Oh.
How would I know?
But in the Philippines, it's like most of the time it always ends up being in a relationship while using Tinder.
I think
Natutunan ko yan sa cousin ko na American. Tinuruan niya ako, sabi niya mag-Tinder ka. So, marami kami nakikilalang foreigner here na nandito na sa Pilipinas. Tapos, ayan, banding tayo sa bar or something.
Right.
Tapos, yung iba, doon namin tinetest na kung tawag doon, kung totoo ba yung guy or hindi.
Right.
Or hook up lang ba ang hinahanap?
Yeah. Meron kasing foreigner na, eto lang kailangan ko sorry di pa kita, parang ganun. Parang hindi pa date, parang ganun.
So malas naman niya yung mga babaeng nakakilala niya.
Parang gamitin lang.
Hamburger nga ang hinahanap, hindi adobo.
Yeah.
Yeah. Or at least
Pero I want pero
Or hindi pa
Filipino.
kaya mag-settle.
because it sounds so superficial, like the person doesn't like you because I mean, yes, of course there are people like that, but you mean to say all the Filipinas that he meets are all just looking for non-Filipino
I
race?
mean, that's how it came out. I'm sure it's not true, but that's how he's making it sound like, you know what I mean?
Mm.
There's something somewhere that we're not. Try to get him on. Like send him a message. Try to get him on the podcast. And
I'm sure
see-
he'll
let's-
pop into my my feed again. I will.
Did you
Moving on.
click. Did you click like or swipe right or? Gosh, this whole left and right thing is kind of like driving in Makati. It's like one way left, but or
Right.
one way, but or two way. But I get so confused about swiping left or swiping right. Just
Right.
gives you an idea on how long I was on Tinder before we actually met.
Mm.
Were you on
And then,
actual
diba,
Tinder for a long time? How long were you on Tinder?
2 weeks, maybe a
Not
month. I
2
don't
weeks,
remember.
a month.
Uh,
A month?
yeah.
Yeah, I get.
Ang hirap ko pa kasing lumabas kasi may bantay ako.
But point is, parang I was lucky enough not to be on there. Ikaw, how long were you on Tinder before we met?
1 year, I think.
1 year. Oh wow, ito pala. That's why she knows left and right. Ako
Yeah,
parang
there you go.
I'm still not used to
Eto,
left and
ate,
right
yung
because I was only
nakakaano
there
eh,
for a
like-
month.
I think nata-turn off sila sa akin kasi because of pag nakikilala nila yung mother-in-law ko.
Yeah. That's another story.
Oh my God, parang
Well, oh, don't say much. Don't say much.
ah,
Kalma. Huwag na natin
Don't
ilaglag
say
dito yung ano. Baka kasuhan tayo.
no.
Yeah, don't say much. Don't say much.
Mm,
Moving on.
mm.
So let's talk about it seems like there's a lot of Filipino presence that's going up in YouTube. I'm not talking about like their typical blogs and whatnot. Okay.
Wait, hold on, bro. Sorry to interrupt, but
Yeah.
I think it would be a good idea to take a quick break from this Filipino thing, from eating adobo for a whole week. Just give me a second. Let
Okay.
me mention some. Let's talk about Chinese for a second.
Okay.
This will take 2 seconds, but I just wanted to let you know about this one before we run out of time.
Yeah.
We'll get back to being Filipino in a second. Let's just take a quick break. So I came across a video on YouTube recently. I don't know if I need to share you the link or what, but there was an update that the Chinese government now, it's like, yes, they're allowing you to have whatever religion you want to have, but take note that like 95% of the Bibles that are printed are like made in China, right?
Oh yeah.
So now, yes, you're allowed to be Muslim, Catholic, or whatever kind of religion you choose. But if you're going to be Catholic, parang it's got to be the right kind of Catholic because we're going to change. They're changing. I don't know how true this is, but they're changing some of the verses in the Bible
Mm.
to make Jesus look like
Yeah.
not more Chinese, but
Parang ano
in a
din.
different light.
Yeah.
Like a
Asian?
specific
Yeah.
no, not Asian. No. Okay, I'll give you a specific verse that they're talking about. And I guess these religious YouTube channels pop up on my feed sometimes, but there's this verse that they were talking about. Remember the verse about Mary Magdalene? I think there, he who has not sinned, throw the first stone.
Yeah.
Do you remember if Jesus threw a stone on that story?
No, not that I know of.
Like okay, like what I remember is he didn't throw any stone also, right?
Right.
But what I understand is when they changed the verse for this particular translation, they wanted him to look like someone that also sinned. Or
They're trying to
didn't-
normalize him as much as possible.
point is that they changed the verse that he threw the first stone.
What?
Yeah, so I could be mistaken about if I misunderstood. I only watched the video like once.
Hindi lang sa Chinese eh.
Pero basta point is they're changing it. May mga ibang ano rin na
religion, like
nagpapalit ng verse.
ANC yata. Something.
Oh, but I could be wrong. But I guess the whole point is just going back to China. Like, yes, you are allowed to do whatever you want to do, but with the right kind of Bible or with the right kind of thing. Like, yes, you're allowed to go to the mall, but you're only supposed to wear a white t-shirt, for example. You're not allowed to go there wearing a yellow one. Oh, and there's also this thing about if you're a tourist in China, totoo ba to? When you go to China, like you have to wear like a tourist ID.
Yeah, that I heard about that actually. You have to have like a certain pass that they hand out to you.
So let's just put those together. So the Bible thing or the religion thing, and if you want to be a tourist kind of thing, you're welcome to do it here in China, but you have to do it our way.
ID.
Yeah.
That's essentially what I guess what the message is all about. So yes, it's a free country, but yes, you can come here, do your thing. Malaya ka, you can do whatever you want to do, but with certain limits and with these specific rules.
Yeah.
Yun lang. Just wanted to take a break from being Filipino.
No, it's fine. It's fine. But alam mo, it's like it's starting to, the relationship there is just starting to get sour though. In the entire country. You know what I mean? I don't know what's going on, but now there's so many limitations, new regulations and whatnot. And all of a sudden, out of all of this time, religion is starting to become a key factor again. I don't know why. I don't know.
Yeah.
What are you
That's
pointing
the thing. That's the another topic that Tin I think wanted to talk about. She's got some funny pictures on her phone. No, but just to put a cherry on top of that topic, I guess, is that what was I saying? That what we're talking about China, right?
Yeah, China.
Jesus Christ, man.
I got distracted because like an arm just went in front of me like that, and I was trying to remember what those pictures are all about. But yeah, for the Chinese Bible, I guess what we're saying about that is I don't know. Totally escaped my mind.
Oh, let's go back to your ano na.
Let's go back to the adobo.
Well,
Let's
first
go back to your ano na yung I forgot the what do you call that? You washing the dishes, something like that.
Oh, those are the funny pictures on Tin's phone.
Oh.
Na-distract naman ako. Ano yung gusto mong pag-usapan ulit? What did you want to talk about being Filipino?
No. It's not about being Filipino, but the fact that Filipinos, the Filipino presence or discussion seems to be coming more and more in YouTube. I mean, we're talking about like high-profile podcasts that all of a sudden are talking about Filipino.
Right.
They're not like going into Filipino discussions, into big discussions, you know, but it's being made. Like, I don't know.
It's more like before people didn't even know where the country is or
Here's the crazy thing. Most of the discussions is like of these podcasts or these people not knowing much about the Philippines, really. You know?
Yeah.
They're really clueless about the Philippines.
What is it mostly all about? The beaches, the food, the women?
It's different things. Like, for example, there's this podcast. It's called Tito Turtle. It's this Caucasian guy. I can't remember his name.
Maybe Tito.
But with Tiger Belly guy. I can't remember his name too. Jesus Christ. Why am I drawing blank all of a sudden? Bobby Lee. You know Bobby Lee?
Oh, I was the one that shared you that link.
Yeah. So as of late, they've been talking about there's a podcast that he's in. It's called Tito Turtle. As of late, they've been talking about a lot of Filipinos, and I think it's because that
Okay, wait. I correct myself. So the link that I shared you was a different one. I think it's his wife's podcast.
Tiger Belly. No, it's Tiger Belly.
Is that the one that I shared?
You shared that too. They've been talking about that again lately.
No, wait. Are you saying are you talking about a different podcast or are we talking about the same one?
The same one. I use the same one as an example. They've been
Okay,
talking
okay,
about
okay.
it in that podcast, Tiger
Oh, yun.
Belly. In
Uh,
Tiger Belly, Bobby Lee with his ex-girlfriend and some other guests were talking about the Filipino flag, what it stands for and whatnot.
uh,
And then in this other podcast, they're just talking about snacks, Filipino snacks and relationships. You know,
right. Yeah. Yeah. So you mean, no, maybe, but are you saying that you're getting a lot of these Filipino podcasts because
not Filipino
you're,
podcasts, other popular podcasts that are all of a sudden talking about Filipinos, just like Joe Rogan. You know, here and there, he'll bring up Filipinos. Like he talked about these Filipino people that live in the water. Basically, I can't remember their name, the tribe's name.
Bajau?
Yeah. Oh, see?
Hold on. Anthony's calling me. He's driving. Are you okay?
Hello.
Hello. We'll send you a link. We're doing a podcast right now. Today's Monday here in the Philippines. It's Sunday night there in the US.
Yeah, we're almost done. We're almost done.
Okay, I'll call you back. Bye. Sorry.
Jesus.
Answer the phone because it was ringing on my head, and it was Anthony. When Anthony calls, he's one of those two friends, Jason included, that when that person calls, you answer. And this guy never calls me.
Right,
So I figured like never.
right.
So I figured this one time, like,
Yeah,
even
I
if
got
we're-
it. I call too much.
No, that's not what I mean. No. It's what I mean. That's like never in my life Anthony's called me. This is like the first time that he's called me.
Right.
Like
So-
in the middle of the podcast, I thought I would answer. Sorry about that.
No, it's fine. It's fine. No, I'm just saying that, for the random conversation about Filipino culture just comes up as of late from all these different
Right.
podcasts. Like,
Yeah.
and there's more and more Filipino podcasts that are popping up.
I was
need
saying-
to listen to this one podcast that I sent you, the Mexipino.
Yes.
That's actually a pretty cool podcast. I'm still trying to. I would like to get them on because they're really interesting to talk to.
I'm wondering if it's been popping up because there's like 7 million podcasts in the world. And
I'm
if
not even
like
surprised.
no, but listen, even 1% of six, did I say 600 million? 600 million podcasts in the world. Even 1% of 600 million is like, I don't know what, 60,000? What's
Right,
or even 6,000 or even 600 podcasts.
right.
Maybe because our feed were like Filipino podcast, FlipSide, and we're looking at these, passport bros and kind of thing. Maybe it's the algorithm that's feeding us these Filipino podcasts, and we're thinking now, like,
Yeah.
there's so many Filipino podcasts that are talking about like Filipinos now.
Right.
Yeah, because you keep searching for Filipino podcasts, you idiot.
That's what I'm saying, you ding dong. Then what I'm saying is these other podcasts are not Filipino podcasts that are talking about it. We're talking about like Joe Rogan, Bobby Lee, their podcast. All of a sudden is popping up. Obviously Joe Coy, but there's these other ones. It's just all over the internet, the YouTube now, and it's great. I love it. The presence is going up there. I hope it goes over our direction a little bit. A little bit of exposure there.
Yeah, I guess what you're also saying is that foreigners or the rest of the world is recognizing the Filipino presence.
It seems like it's being recognized more and more. I just hope that it happens more often and they get educated more about the Philippines. As long as the Philippines doesn't let it get to their heads.
What is it usually that people talk about? Like different stuff. It's a whole mix.
There's still a lot of ignorance in regards to it's for example, it's like Bobby Lee made a comment, I think, where he didn't really make a comment. I take that back. Bobby Lee didn't make a comment. It's more like a statement that he didn't really know that Philippines was that civilized. You know what I mean?
Oh. Right.
Like we would have the same things that most things are here in America with certain things.
You know what the Philippines is like? It's like the relationship, I think, of my dad being the first son of his father,
Mm.
and then now the father has a second wife, and such a long introduction to what I'm trying to say here.
Yeah.
But because my grandfather had a second wife and he had like 5 kids on that with the second wife,
Mm-hmm.
my dad kind of feels left out.
Left out.
Left out because his father had more time with the 5 kids and the second wife.
Right.
And now, even if he's the firstborn, when the
You know why?
so parang ganun. So what I'm saying is, like, the Philippines was actually, like, you guys didn't know, the Philippines was actually colonized by the Americans.
No,
And a lot of
no.
Americans don't even know that we're Western because you guys were here.
No,
Because
na-brainwash siya. Sabi niya, bin-brainwash siya ng mama niya.
yeah. Pero I'm just trying to make a point that that the Western world doesn't know about the Philippines because we're like the first child from the first wife.
Mm.
There's more attention to the other
Second,
brothers and
oo.
sisters, to the second wife because of the second family.
Right.
Nakakala niya kasi ganun yung sitwasyon. Di yun nga pinapangunahan nila
Oh.
na mali. Mali siya. Nakakala niya yung nakapokus lang yung tatay niya dun sa 5 bata na binibigyan din siya.
Pero baliktad. Parang we don't feel like the way my dad feels na parang hindi kami napapansin or hindi kami napag-uusapan.
Mm.
Maybe it's a bad example. But my point lang is that yes, the Philippines exist and our brothers and sisters, the Western world, don't know that we're here because all the focus is on the Western world or the rest of the world. But we're like, yes, we're actually here and you guys actually colonized us, or you guys did have a little influence in our country. But you don't know that because you're so focused on something else. Does that make any sense?
Yeah, no, it makes sense. It makes sense. It makes sense. It's actually, that's kind of questionable.
Like New Caledonia. Do you know? Are you familiar with about the New Caledonia country?
No. Is that the new Caledonia? New street?
They
New
are
Caledonia.
a French territory.
Yeah. French
Really?
territory?
Where?
In Tahiti ba to? Or
No,
Western
Tahiti's gitna
Australia?
And then near Australia.
But dude, it's a French territory that's got like palm trees, Pacific Island kind of thing, but it's a French territory.
That's awesome.
That nobody knows. I guess nobody knows about, but you know what I mean. It's like a brother or sister from like a different family.
Yeah.
You get my point? Parang yes, we have another brother and sister, but we don't talk about him.
Yeah, pretty much.
Parang like that's kind of how I feel about the Philippines being discovered.
Yeah.
It's like, yes, we have a brother and a sister from the Philippines, but we don't talk about them because they're in the Philippines.
Right.
So I was like, oh, and then now that we're kind of maturing and the world is getting smaller because of the internet, oh, we have a brother and sister in the Philippines.
But we don't really talk about it.
We don't talk about them. And then now they're like, what kind of food do they eat in the Philippines? Or are they in Asia?
Yeah.
Like now, like it's coming up in the conversation because they're
toilet paper there.
What?
There's toilet paper.
There's a toilet paper.
How do they go to the toilet in the Philippines?
Do they take out the banana leaf and use that for toilet paper?
So, so maybe it's just popping up. We're just popping up in the.
The good thing is the recognition is starting to be out there.
As long as it's a good recognition, I guess.
Correct. Yeah. Otherwise, I don't think there's anything to be complained about. I'm not complaining about it. I'm just saying, So Pero
So it's not really a problem. I just
no,
made
it's
it
not
into
a problem. It's actually a good thing. I'm just saying it's a good thing. It's not a problem. Plus, it doesn't mean I bring up something. It's necessarily a problem. So
I just made it into a problem.
yeah.
Write
So,
that down.
tanong dyan, anong shoe ang masakit pag sinusuot?
Ba.
Ba.
Meron na agad. Wait lang, di pa ako nakaready.
Come on. Anong shoe ang masakit?
Ano?
Anong shoe ang masakit pag sinusuot?
Oh.
Ano?
Edi, shuntok.
Okay.
Okay, fine. Anong shoe ang mas masakit?
Anong shoe ang mas masakit?
Kesa sa shuntok.
Ano?
Edi,
Shapal?
hindi. Sugat.
Sugar.
Pag may sugat. Too much ba? Too much?
So last week it was fish and now it's shoes.
Aba? Fine. Ito ha. Okay. Knock, knock.
Mm.
Knock, knock.
Who's there? Who's there?
Who's there?
Hip hop.
Hip hop ho.
Oh.
Hip hop patawan mo. Minahal kita agad. Yeah, baby.
Hero Dad lives on.
That's right. Stay po. Stay po. I think that's it for today.
All right.
Oh, teka. Tinatanong ko pala, anong klaseng telepono ang ginagamit ni Lola?
Anong klaseng telepono ang gamit ni Lola?
Oo.
Anong klase?
Edi, Motorola.
Motorola. Motorola yun.
She just got a delayed. Motorola, get it? Motorola.
Paisip tuloy ako. Are they still around?
Motorola's?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, they are.
Oh, wow. Because we joke about Nokia being, this old obsolete kind of phone. You never hear about Motorola these days.
They still have Motorola. Not as big as like Samsung or Apple or whatnot. Yeah. Okay, I'll be up soon because we're done. Anong katabi ng USA?
Anong katabi ng USA?
Oo.
Ano?
Pwede USB.
USB?
Come, ang bagal mo naman, Diyos ko. Oh, Jesus, come on. USA, USB, because AB. Oh my God. AB to USC ang susunod. Oh my God.
I'm trying my hardest not to laugh, right? Tama na.
What does a zombie vegetarian eat?
Ano? What
does a zombie vegetarian eat?
What does a zombie vegetarian eat?
What?
Grains.
Grains? Grains.
Anong tawag sa mga grupo ng aso?
Grupo ng aso.
No.
Dog school? A school of dogs?
No.
A pack of dogs?
No. Edi, asosiyasyon.
Pwede. Yung mga jokes nito pang talipapa eh.
Bakit ba? So, anong tawag sa tropa mong matangkad?
Ano?
Edi tol.
What?
Di tol.
Tol. Utol.
Anong tawag sa tropa mong pandak?
Hindi unano.
Unano?
Edi litol.
Litol. Hey, speaking of tol,
Mm.
when you left the Philippines, are you familiar with tol? Like or like the shortcuts like I don't know. When I guess when I flew back, when I came back, I didn't have no idea what like Tapsilog, Long Silog and all that was all about. I was so amazed by, they that we put two words together. Were you familiar with that already when you left?
No. Is that new?
Yun nga. So when you so do you know what Tapsilog is?
Yeah, of course. Tapa and egg.
Do you know what Long Silog is?
Longganisa and egg. Yeah, I know that. Tosilog, bangsilog, tapalog.
Okay. So
Hot silog.
hot silog and all that. Okay, so you knew it. I didn't know. I thought it was just a Filipino thing. I thought you would just know about it if you're here.
No, I mean, I knew it there already, and then I pretty much knew. I mean, it never went away because you can still order it here. There's this restaurant, like a diner, a Filipino breakfast diner, not too far from here, called Fairfax Diner. So,
And that's what they call it. Long silog, tap silog.
yeah,
Okay.
yeah. So,
Yeah. So if you have a karinderya, what kind of karinderya do you have? Like a silugan. You know what silugan is?
no.
Ayun nga, silog. Anything silog. Tap silog, long silog, silugan.
Top silugan.
So it's a specific kind of karinderya that they only cook silog.
Oh.
You look so confused.
No, I'm not trying to figure it out. So,
It's not a joke. It's not a knock joke.
no. I'm not trying to. Stupid. I'm just trying to figure it out. That's it. I was just trying to figure it out. It got to me.
Yun. Ako naman, I'm just sharing that it was sort of a culture shock for me to have those.
Although
those
I
were
haven't
like-
had
Ah.
real quick, I kind of cheated yesterday, but I had to like ask my wife for permission since my diet. Oh my god! Yesterday I had spam and eggs with rice.
Oh!
Oh god, man, it's like an orgasm on its own. Jesus Christ, it was so good. May nagluto ko ng breakfast kahapon for the house, right?
Mm.
So I made for myself, I made my personal, so I made individual scrambled eggs for everybody, basically.
Uh-huh.
You know, with ham, turkey, cheese, onions, tomatoes, whatnot, and then eggs and cheese and whatnot. I made an omelet. I made it individually for each one based on what they want. I made it. But for
And you
myself,
snuck in a piece of spam there for yourself.
no. For myself, I only made scrambled eggs with turkey breast and cheese and onions, garlic, tomatoes, and whatnot. That's it. No ham, no nothing. But on top of that, I also fried spam for everybody. I didn't eat spam. I didn't. Himala, walang kumain ng spam. Ang kinain nila, yung mga itlog, yung mga scrambled eggs na I made them. I also sliced some oranges so that they can eat it and whatnot.
So you took one for the family.
No, I didn't. So the whole day went through. We did our errands, went out, and then when I came back, I noticed there's still a whole plate of eggs and of spam on the table.
So you took one for the team.
So I took one for the team, man. I took the whole plate. When I talk about the whole plate, we're talking about like almost the entire can. Nagprito pa ako ng itlog para sa akin lang. I fried 2 eggs and I had like not a crap load of rice, but enough. I cheated yesterday and it was amazing. It was delicious. Oh my God. And then I felt sick at night because my stomach felt like I wanted to take a massive shit. Talagang puno yung stomach ko na naman. And I haven't felt like that in 2 months, maybe. I don't know, month and a half, whatever.
I'm happy for you, man. I'm glad that you were able to take a good dump.
Yeah. I mean, it was an amazing meal. I kid you not.
Listen, before we go and before I ask you what sort of shoes ninjas wear, what was the meal that you had last week, I thought that was from a restaurant. So you plated it and everything. You cooked it yourself.
Yeah, dude. My salmon?
Tell me about it.
Yeah.
Oh, dude, come on. What do you mean? Tell me about it. Good thing you asked. Let's do a
Mas
little.
masarap yung pagkain mo.
Yeah, that's a healthy meal on its own right there. Let me do a little screen share here real quick. Let me find those. Okay. Get there.
May video siya. Yeah.
May video din yan na konti. So,
Wait,
last week.
are you starting a new YouTube channel, a cooking channel that I don't know about? I mean, you're starting to take a lot of videos and photos and like vlogging it yourself.
I'm going to add all of this into my current YouTube page that has nothing in it, basically,
Mm.
So this is basically a simple thing. That's pico de gallo. You know what pico de gallo is, right?
Mm.
So I bought a slab of salmon, some vegetables, pico de gallo, and then I crispy salmon to fry. What's healthy about this is I didn't use regular salt and pepper. I used pepper, but it's sea salt, which is healthier.
Mm.
And then
Himalayan
Salt. That's what I use for my shampoo.
Yeah.
Then, ano lang yan, olive oil. Hindi ko nilagyan ng butter of anything. Because olive oil, you know.
Did you hear what I said? Himalayan sea salt. They have that in shampoo too.
Jesus Christ. Really?
Yeah.
So,
It's taking care of the dandruff in my head.
it's not in order, what happened here. I just sauteed some onions. Oops, sandali. Asan na ibang pictures na, Basically, it came down to like, here we go. And so, I sauteed some string beans.
Mm.
And then with the pico, I just added the corn. I chopped up some corn, some what do you call that? What do you call this thing up here that's stuck right there? Shoot, I forget. But I just mixed it all together and I turned it into a salad basically.
Mm-hmm.
And then I plated it. Eventually I'm going to edit this out and then whatnot.
Yeah. Because when you sent me the pictures, I saw the final product first. So I was like, oh, is this like in a restaurant? They plated it really nicely. And then like looking back, because you sent it backwards, right? So I started seeing that, oh, wait a minute. He cooked this at home.
Yeah. I cooked it at home,
Wait, ang dami niyan, di ba?
So,
naubos?
Oh, naubos lahat.
Bagong buhay ka na talaga ngayon.
Oh, man. No rice, nothing. Talagang healthy stuff.
How about the adlai that I suggest to you?
Have you tried the Adelaide rice?
Not yet. I haven't found it yet, actually. I haven't gone to the store yet because, we've been buying, when we go to the store, we don't go every day. We buy when we need it. Yeah, crispy.
The plating and everything. But yeah, so I wanted to bring it up because I was, I guess I'm happy for you. Good job.
It's a whole different lifestyle changing your meal. I'll be honest with you, man. Tama yung Dunkin' Donuts na yan, hindi ko kinain yan. Nakakabuisit.
Sarap paluwan.
Talagang iniiwan sa harap ko. Yeah.
Pero masasarap yun sa iyo, salmon eh.
Yung salmon masarap. Pero tapos may basically the finished product is there right there.
Wow.
Yeah, that's the first one that I saw. So I thought it was like plated in a restaurant.
Nice, huh? It's good stuff. Naubos. Oops. It was.
That's another topic that I wanted to talk to you about.
What?
But we could save it for another day.
Yeah.
The one that you accidentally put up about Halloween not being available or as much recognized or celebrated here in the Philippines. We were joking about it the last time.
Yeah.
But yeah, so I have a cousin now. She's got a couple of kids looking for trick-or-treating. Hard to find any neighborhoods that are actually, it's really just a selected.
Yeah, I mean, it's mostly neighborhoods that I'm assuming will be able to afford to buy the candies.
Because Halloween is an expensive holiday to celebrate because you got to keep buying these costumes every year.
Yeah, that's true.
Not like Christmas where you could just recycle the tree every now and then. But, so at the end of that conversation with my cousin, I just suggested that, her best bet is going to the mall, if at all, if there are any shops that are celebrating Halloween.
Right.
If the mall actually
Plus,
is doing
I'm sure
that.
the mall will have some kind of announcement. Go to Facebook page. Maybe they have some kind of announcements in your local neighborhoods.
Or pwede ka naman pumunta sa ibang village.
Yeah, that's
Yeah,
another
but-
thing. So,
Where did it?
Di ba? Tumalon ka, pumunta ka doon, di ba?
That's right. That's another thing. So we actually live in a like lower middle class, actually
Cold squatter.
squatter area ish kind of place, right? And then the next door neighbor is
Ayala.
a really expensive subdivision, and sometimes, if I remember correctly, a couple of years ago, they'd open their gates to anybody from
kids.
outside, and anybody outside is just our subdivision. So a lot of the squatters, a lot of the lower middle class actually walk into this really expensive neighborhood
Right.
to go trick or treating, but at the same time, to find out what's going on, like how do these rich people live?
Right.
So it's a
Or if may friend siya, na may maano yung executive village.
Hmm.
Oh, di
kung may
ba?
green card at makapasok,
Oo. Mga ganun.
may passport, NBI clearance. But anyway, so that's kind of how it is. So it's usually celebrated in like exclusive villages,
Yeah.
and if you're lucky enough for them to open the gates, then you can go trick or treating. But
Right.
more often than not, it's at the malls, and not all the malls are. And I wasn't joking. The malls are already preparing for Christmas. So Halloween
thing.
now is like
Same thing here. You go to a store here, there's no more Halloween stuff. It's all Christmas stuff now. It's annoying.
when was Halloween? Was it October 1st
October 31st.
30,
or 31st?
31st.
But
This
it's
week.
only October 23. So you're saying there's no more Halloween
No,
ornament?
no, the shelves
no.
are being cleared already. Christmas stuff is coming out
Usually.
already.
Yeah.
Pero yun,
It's annoying.
Pero Halloween is still on the 31st. So how come they're clearing it already?
No, doon lang nila sineset up pag ano
Wala
na
na
kinabukasan.
Wala nang bumibili ng
Yeah.
Halloween stuff that much.
Yeah.
Hindi, pero yung sinasabi mo, they still have it on now. Because people have already bought.
Correct.
That kind of
Yeah.
doesn't make sense. Like usually when you
I
have
mean, some stores don't anymore. Some stores only have like one shelf left, maybe. You know what I mean? But like right now, if I go to Costco, there's no more Halloween stuff. There's like one section of all chocolates that you can buy, right? For Halloween. Besides that, there's nothing else. All of it is like a bunch of Christmas trees and Christmas gifts are coming out.
It's
freaking
not like
annoying.
Christmas. Now you have all these Christmas gifts or Christmas sale all the way up until the 24th,
SM Marikina, remember?
right? No. But what you're saying is sa Halloween, they start selling all the Halloween stuff a couple of months before October 31st. And then when
about
October
October
31st or October 31st starts to get closer, Halloween starts to get closer, wala
No
na.
more. Wala na.
Ano na? Ligpitan na.
Ligpitan na.
Ayun, so ganun din sa amin. So Halloween hasn't even come around yet,
Right.
and we're already getting rid of we're already putting up all the Christmas ornaments.
Right.
So that's why it gets kind of pushed aside because Christmas ornaments are already starting to pop up.
Pretty much. Yeah. That's horrible.
Again, it's like the black sheep of the family. Black sheep of all these holidays in the Philippines.
We are
So
done.
you're kind of getting that also, except people are celebrating it more.
Yes, that's correct. I mean, Halloween here is like a big thing, you know. It's a lot of kids everywhere, costumes, candies, a lot of women. All of a sudden, it's a reason to wear less clothing. I'm not even kidding when I say less clothing. I mean, Halloween. Last year, I saw a number of girls walking around with body paint. That's it. Like body
That's my
paint.
costume.
Like, yeah, you know, it's crazy. It's
Like
annoying.
topless.
Yeah.
Like I'm a tree. You know.
There was one I saw as like a cheetah.
Rawr, I'm a
Yeah.
cougar.
Yeah. Okay, we're done. We're done.
Okay. Bye.
Okay, guys. All right. Thank you very much for joining us again. Episode 88 from the FlipSide is down in the books. Please like, follow, subscribe on TikTok. If you guys could go to YouTube, subscribe there. Follow us here as well. That would be great. We appreciate it. Thank you very much. Next episode is Wednesday for me. A couple of days. Again, this is the
Wednesday.
Flip Side with Jay&Noel. My name is Jay.
Name's Noel.
18. Everything's gonna be all right. And we'll
Oh,
catch you
that's
later,
like-
guys.
On the flip side.
Bye-bye. You can catch the full episodes on youtube.com at The Flip Side with Jay&Noel. Full episodes uploaded every Wednesdays and Saturdays.